welcome to today's episode of Nysc Half Hour. I am Coco Henshaw. On today's episode, we take a look at the premiere of the Nysc movie, A Call to Service. A Call to Service is an advocacy film that showcases the relevance of the scheme in relation to national integration and development. Stay tuned, we will be right back.
The management of the National Youth Service Corps has observed with concern the emerging trend of using the social media to parade persons in NYSC uniform as having health challenges and soliciting public donations for their treatment. Such act, which may be intended to fleece unsuspecting members of the public, is an assault on the image of the scheme and the dignity of the members of the Corps. We wish to inform the public that NYSC as a responsive and responsible organization has a robust core welfare policy that includes healthcare provisions. For the avoidance of doubt, all bills for medical treatment, including major surgeries for Corps members during the period of service, are entirely paid for by the scheme. Moreover, the NYSC and the management of the National Health Insurance Scheme NHIS had just recently concluded formalities and kicked off the enrollment of Corps members for the NHIS. With this development, members of the Corps will have even greater access to free and quality health throughout the service period. Without a doubt, Corps members are aware of the welfare provisions of the scheme and fully acquainted with the procedures for seeking medical attention. Both our field inspectors and Corps employers have also been mandated to take immediate steps of conveying Corps members to the nearest hospitals in the case of health emergencies and to, at the same time, notify the NYSC State Secretariat for further necessary actions. In the light of the foregoing, management wishes to appeal to the general public to disregard any request for fundraising to support the medical treatment of persons claiming to be Corps members. Signed, Management.
Welcome back. Yes, I was telling you about the movie A Call to Service. For those of you just tuning in, A Call to Service was featured with top Nollywood actors like Toyin Abraham, Pete Edochie, Ali Nehu, and interestingly, the movie was produced by an ex-Corps member, Jaris Paul Osazua. Come with us as we take you through the premiere of the movie, A Call to Service, which was premiered on the 4th of December, 2021. At the red carpet for the movie premiere, the Director General, Brigadier General Swahibu Ibrahim, who was present, elaborated on how the movie affirms the relevance of the scheme in nation's development and also urges Corps members to see NYSC as a platform to showcase their talents and add value.
The premier NYSC movie, A Call to Service, is an advocacy film. It says about all that NYSC entails. We want Nigerians to watch it and then get educated and enlightened on our activities, and that's the essence of the film. Because we also come to realize that our Corps members have a lot of potentials. They can be movie stars as well, and this is what we have done. Most of the producer is a Corps member, and most of the casters are also Corps members, supported by prominent Nollywood superstars, so that also give a lot of credibility to the film. And this is just a start, and more of such films will come. All in the essence of making Nigerians to be aware of our activities and also promote our unity and our integration.
The Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Mr. Sunday Dare, highlighted on how the movie would reflect the importance of the scheme and urged Corps members to settle down and contribute in their host communities.
From the title, A Call to Service, It speaks to the service of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of our younger ones, youth corpers, who every year serve this country in the cities, in the villages, in the communities, and the impact they make. And that is a call to national service. So I hope this movie will reflect and educate people about the importance and significance of the NYSC. The scheme has grown, has matured over the years, has become more impactful and more useful. For current corps members, I urge them to settle down and avail themselves of the benefits, the experience, the education of the youth service. For those that are coming, they should look forward to an exciting year of challenges and of opportunities.
As the events began, Alhaji Abdul Razak Salawu, the director CDS and SP, gave the introductory address as he first of all thanked the DG and management of the scheme.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, after watching this film, you will not only have been entertained, but more importantly, you will have been better educated and informed about NYSC. Also, your perception will have been positively reconstituted to reflect the essence of the scheme and emerging realities. Permit me at this juncture to specially thank our amiable Director General, Brigadier General Shaibu Ibrahim, Associate Professor, whose unparalleled interest in the scheme has led to the immense achievement recorded in all ramifications. The National Youth Service Corps is privileged to have a Director General who has not only improved the visibility of the scheme, but also revolutionized its programs and activities. There could not have been any better time that the Director General's contribution is needed than now. When all efforts are geared towards nation building, the entire NYSC family is indeed grateful to you, sir. May I seize this opportunity to express our sincere appreciation to individuals and corporate organizations who have contributed immensely towards the success of the production of the first advocacy movie, which is free for all. My appreciation also goes to those who are part of the production, that is the movie cast, for this wonderful piece. To our indefatigable Director General again, your foresight as the executive producer of this advocacy movie is worthy of note. The Almighty God will reward you abundantly.
The Director General, Brigadier General Shwahibu Ibrahim, delivered his welcome address and took his time to give his condolences to Bruno, a member of the Actors Guild of Nigeria, who passed on.
The movie we are unveiling today is part of the innovative approaches of the present management to engendering greater appreciation of the relevance of the scheme. It is an advocacy and sensitization tool that is also expected to influence greater commitment of stakeholders to their roles and responsibilities as spelled out in the NYSC Act Cap N84 laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 and the NYSC bylaws. In particular, it will encourage locally and foreign trained Nigerian graduates that are eligible for national service to immediately make themselves available for the service upon graduation, as well as avoid infractions such as absenteeism, abscondment, and certificate forgery. The movie will also encourage our youth to be vanguards for the promotion of patriotism, national unity, peace, and cohesion, which are part of the hallmark of the national service. I am pleased to inform this distinguished audience that most of the actors in the movie were serving corps members at the time of its production. Indeed, the film was produced by a core member, Yaroslav Osazua. This is in line with our policy of providing opportunities for core members to develop their potentials. It is in this regard that we established the Nysc Movie Production Platform, which we christened Nysc Wood. Already, we have produced several short films aimed at sensitizing the public on issues such as election, safe blood donation, and campaign against open defecation. Apart from deploying our movies as instruments of entertainment and education, the Nysc Wood will serve as a training platform for core members who will be interested in pursuing career as professional movie actors while also generating revenue for the skill and the federal government. In furtherance of our commitment in this regard, we have entered into partnership with the Actors Guild of Nigeria with a view to providing further opportunities for the development of creativity of interested core members. At this juncture, I would like to express our profound gratitude to all stakeholders in the public and private sectors that have made invaluable contributions towards the success of this movie through sponsorship as well as other gestures such as permit of the usage of their institutional facilities. Similarly, our deepest appreciation goes to the popular Nollywood actors who not only participated as part of the cast, but also offered professional support towards the success of the entire project. Let me also seize the opportunity to condole the immediate family of Mr. Bruno Iwoha, Actors Guild of Nigeria, as well as others in the entertainment industry over the loss of the veteran actor who passed on in March this year. Mr. Iwoha was among the cast in the Nysc movie and was always on hand to support in making this movie a reality. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
The premiere witnessed a colorful and entertaining dance from the Nysc National Cultural Troupe. Mr. Sunday Dare, the Minister of Youth and Sports, spoke on how the movie, A Call to Service, is the answer to the relevance of the scheme and also thanked management of the scheme.
The timing of this movie couldn't have been better. After weeks and months of debate about whether the Nysc was relevant or not, whether it should die or should continue, whether it is so bad that it should get reformed or thrown out, like throwing out the baby with the bathwater. The answer to the critics, to the cynics, to the anti-Nysc, the answer is this premiere and this movie. And that is why, beyond watching it today, this movie must travel, must hit every viewing platform across this country and all the way to the diaspora. This movie must go viral. The message must go out strong and clear that the Nysc has come to stay. That the scheme is more relevant than it has ever been before. That in the last few years under the DG, and I'm not trying to sing praise him. At first, I thought I was a workaholic as a minister, but I think I've made my march in the DG. Oftentimes, almost all the time, he finds a way to let me know where he's going. At a point, I said, you make me feel guilty because you move like a ball. He's in Abuja, the next time I see him in Maiduguri, the next time he's in Lagos, and I keep wondering. But we have seen impactful leadership. The DG has made my job easier even as a minister, because before I call him to discuss an initiative, he's already doing it, or already he has plans to start such a program. I want to thank you for your work, but without a team, you can't really achieve. I want to thank the directors, the deputy directors, the key people in the Nysc that help him. I like to say very often, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. You know the chain you wear around your neck? No matter the carat of the gold, that little clip at the back, if it does not hold it, it's going to fall. So to the cleaners in the Nysc, the sweepers, the drivers, all of them, all the way to the top of the DG, I want to thank you for your service to the nation.
Prince Yusuf Naladu, the representative of the Nysc board chairman and chief launcher Yakubu Gowon, commends the scheme for providing opportunities for youths and urges core members to strive towards achieving the mandate of the scheme.
It is heartwarming to learn that many of the actors in the movie were serving court members at the time of its production. I therefore commend the scheme for providing such a platform to help our youth in realizing their potentials. I encourage you to continue to provide opportunities for them to play even greater roles in their quest for accelerated development of this country. I call on the President and Manager of the Nysc serving corps members to continue to strive toward achieving the mandate of the scheme.
Tell your son to go and do his service. It's an obligation he owes to his country.
Who broke your phone?
Every graduate under the age of 30 must do a 1-year service for his country.
Service does not kill. It's just a national duty.
I want to drive into camp. I'm a prospective corps member.
Dear fellow corps members, I hope you've all been enjoying your orientation camp experience.
If you do not provide that person right now, you all will go in for it.
Why are you stalking me? So not even a single thank you.
This orientation camp is fun, entertaining, and also educative.
You are all white fowls.
We are all white fowls.
Just want to become the governor by all means.
We'll put hands together to give you free education!
My son needs to get the NYSC discharge certificate, no matter what it takes.
The NYSC scheme is an institution of integrity and honor.
There's been controversy surrounding the governorship aspirant for GPN, John Osai. Did you or did you not serve?
And here is my NYSC discharge certificate.
That's my son. I knew this boy would never let me down.
Today is a special day for you and this community.
Oh, go and bring my 2,000 naira. What do you think all this one move me? We are the movers and shakers of this world.
General, salute! Salute!
Dignitaries from all walks of life, including corps members, have this to say.
This film that they are premiering today is very novel. Is very, in fact, it's very astounding. I'm swept off my feet when I saw it, and I saw the content of the film. Not only that, the idea, putting it up, thinking that something like this must happen to the quality of the scheme, in fact, is very innovative. This movie should be taken to all our campuses in Nigeria, where we are having our to be corps members, and then even that they should burn it into CDs that we can even give to lawmakers, ministers, and then governors, local government chairmen and parents, so that they can see the good in NYC, and they can see how NYC is promoting national unity, how it's preparing our young adults of Nigeria for tomorrow. The tomorrow that we think is very unknown is when you watch this film, you will find out that tomorrow is almost known.
There's a lot of truth that Nigerian youth and corps members especially needs to know about service. And I think this movie is going to help them to really embrace or re-embrace or rediscover the culture of service, so that things like CDS can be taken a lot more seriously by corps member beyond just I came to camp and just on CD day you just go and sit down somewhere without doing anything. So that's what I believe this movie is going to do, and help us to really re-establish the culture of service within the NYC, especially for the young people who see service today as a distraction, right? So that is the only way to survive. So I believe it's going to add so much value, to the Nigerian youth, especially the corps members, and every other people who might not even be corps members, who will have opportunity of watching it, to rediscover service as the only path that can lead to greatness.
A Call to Serve is a national film. It's a film that everyone needs to see. Do you understand? For us to be aware of that fact. It's one thing every corps member, every intended corps member, everyone needs to see that movie.
The movie shows the experiences of corps members and how it's also important, because a lot of people would be like, they should, scrap NYC and all of that was the point of it. But the truth is, it's brought about a lot of unity. Even in the story, there was a love story between Belinda Effa and Alinu. They met while serving. People have found love, people have found life, people have found, we've learned to accept each other more or better in the country. So yeah, it's a very noble movie that everyone should get to see and pick one or two lessons from it.
The movie is an X-ray of NYC Earth, which states that on graduation, a Nigerian who is 30 and below should make himself available for service. It's a compulsory service to the nation. It's so exciting being part of this novelty. It's the very first time we'll be having such in NYSC, and I must commend the DG of NYSC, who is a man of so many facets, trailblazer, who conceptualized this film and concretized it. So I feel so excited being part of the wonderful experience.
We wanted to tell a unity story, we wanted to tell a love story, using the background of NYC. NYC is a unifying factor in Nigeria, where people should actually take very serious. So we need to craft a story around unifying Nigeria, where someone from the north can marry someone from the south and they can all live together. So that's why we had to build all those subplots to make the story stronger. So, and we didn't just want to tell a story, we needed to get it closer to Nollywood by bringing A-list professional stars to be part of it. If you noticed, we actually used 80% of the actors are actually corps members, and the remaining 20 are the celebrity Nollywood stars that were brought all the way from Lagos, the north. If you watch that story, you see that every part of the country is represented. We have someone from the north, from the south, from the east, from the west, and that's what we try to do in the Call to Service story.
I'm so elated to be at this additional milestone for the National Youth Service Corps under the current administration of the service scheme, and under the able leadership of Brigadier General Shuaibu Ibrahim. There has been many innovations designed to sustainably position the scheme for contribution towards national development. And the premiere of this film, Call to Service, is an additional cap to the achievement the scheme has been recording. And the film is aimed at sensitizing the public not only on the achievement of the scheme, but the contemporary relevance of the scheme in the development of Nigeria.
I love you, Abidi.
I love you too.
It can never work. Never! John, you're married. Nobody made that decision for you.
They arranged this place for another person to marry. You don't know that it can be us.
Basically, the movie was very, very interesting, amazing, and you get to learn so much lesson about NYC. It is very, very important for corps members, parents, to see this movie, in the sense that you get to gather so much knowledge, in the sense that you get to understand what's the main purpose of NYSC. Why do you go for NYSC? Why do you go to CAM? Because in that sense, you'll be able to get to mingle with different kind of people from different tradition, cultures, and try to understand people and mingle with them.
This movie called To Service is actually a very interesting movie in which I also want all other core members to see, and still want this movie to go beyond what can just be shown in this place, but to other cinemas across Nigeria, even Africa at large.
What I learned about this movie, no matter where you are or where you're from, no matter the position your dad is holding, you must serve your country. You can't buy your certificate here, no matter what.
There's been controversy surrounding the governorship aspirant for GPN, John Osai. Did you or did you not serve?
And here is my NYC discharge certificate.
That's my son. I knew this boy would never let me down.
What inspired me to script and produce this film is just the hunger I have for national integrations, for people to come together despite your ethnic differences, cultural differences, religious differences, and even political differences. That despite all these differences, we can still come together to unify the sovereignty of our country, Nigeria. So if you watch the film A Call to Service, it will best explain everything about what you need to know in unifying the country, Nigeria. A Call to Service it explains everything about the NYSC. Outside the entertainment segment, it serves as enlightenment, education, information. So if core members watch it, I know they may not be able to or have the time to read the NYSC Act and Bylaw, but when they watch this, they were able to interpret what is entailed in the NYSC Act and Bylaws. For prospective core members, stakeholders in any capacity, watching this film will give them a very in-depth insight of what the scheme is all about, A Call to Service movie.
Welcome back. That was indeed a lot. A Call to Service is truly a remarkable and inspiring story. We have heard it from the producer, the dignitaries of the scheme, as well as the core members. This is where we draw the curtains on today's episode of NYSC Half Hour. Please write to us on the online handles displayed on our screens, and we will write back. Please remember, the safety of core members in our communities is the responsibility of you and I. Until I see you next time, I am Coco Henshaw.